Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to the 2022 channel update. At least channel update 1. Maybe we'll do more, I'm not sure. Either way, it's been a while since I've done a channel update, and since the last channel update, we've grown quite a bit. We're just on the crest of 5,000 subscribers, and I want to talk about the future of the channel, the future of my content, and what we're going to be doing in 2022. So as we're on YouTube, let's start there. And let's talk about crash courses. Crash courses are not going away, however, they are going to be dramatically reduced on the channel. Now, the reason behind this is the amount of time it takes me to create a crash course and the amount of viewership and hours watched and everything else that comes along with YouTube is no longer beneficial for me. A few years ago, crash courses were the hottest thing. I'd put a new crash course out and thousands of people would watch them. As the years have gone on since the virus started, people's attention span and willingness to sit through hours of footage have dramatically reduced. Now, that's not saying that crash courses aren't worth it for me, but the amount of time it takes, plus the amount I was putting out, I've decided to sort of scale them back, make them bigger, but only produce a few a year. So for example, just to give you an idea of how long it takes to create one crash course, the last one I released, which was last week, took around 15 hours of recording and editing. It took another 2 hours to produce like the thumbnails, descriptions, tags, all that stuff. And then finally, creating the code on top of that was a 3 to 4 hour process. So you're looking at 20 plus hours to create a single video, when the short videos I do, the 15 to 20 minute ones, take around a few hours maximum. So with that being said, I'm going to produce a new crash course at least every quarter and sometimes a few more. So what does that mean for the channel if I'm not doing just crash courses? I'm still going to be focusing on the Jamstack, but I'm going to be doing more specific tutorials and more specific topics. So for example, I have a video coming up soon that shows you how to use a theme selector alongside Tailwind with Next.js. It's very specific and it's a very cool topic, but it allows me to do short and informative videos that you guys can enjoy. Talking about YouTube, YouTube memberships are back. I had YouTube memberships as soon as I had access to them, but I turned them off because I just didn't see the point. I've turned them back on, and I think the minimum is a $2 a month donation. And for $2 a month, it will get you access to the videos as soon as I upload them to YouTube, which is about 1 to 1.5 weeks before anybody else sees them. I am live streaming 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 2:30 to 4:30 Eastern. Each day is a different style of stream. On Tuesdays, it's New Topic Tuesdays, is where you see me struggle to learn something new, whether that be a new concept, a new technology, a new database, a new way to interact with something, a tutorial, any of those things, all in one place. Wednesdays are Working Wednesdays. It's where I usually work on my SaaS Royal Tweet, or I work on the code for a video that's coming up in the future so that I can interact with chat. We can talk about the topics that we're going to be learning, all those kinds of things all in one place. So if you want to learn about how to build a SaaS or what kind of tutorials I'll be building, all of those end up on Working Wednesdays. Finally, we have Tina Thursdays. It's where I tackle a specific task with Tina, whether that be build an e-commerce site, a marketing and landing page, a blog, or anything else that you can think of that can be powered with Tina. So if it can be powered by Markdown or MDX, it can be done with Tina. And so that's where you'll see those on live streams. And last week, if you watched the stream, you saw me a fully functioning Jamstack e-commerce store using Snipcart and Tina in about 2 hours. So now I've talked about my 2 main paths of content. It's going to be YouTube and Twitch for the year. Let's talk about content that's going away. I created a podcast called Developers Hangout. It was a podcast that allowed me to chat with other developers in a semi-structured format that allowed me to understand the person behind the code. So with that, it was very easy in the beginning to book guests. It's become harder and harder to book guests. And I send about somewhere between 10 and 15 emails a week, and I usually only get 1 or 2 responses. So I've decided to use those efforts in other places and decided to stop producing Developers Hangouts. I have 1 more episode coming out in February, and then that will be the last one, at least for the near future. If I do decide to bring it back, I will do an update video on what we're going to be doing and if we can change the format. But if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to the back catalogue. There's some really cool guests in there like Code Stacker. I have Colby Fayak. I have some founders, some CEOs, and some people that learned to code during the pandemic. So I'll leave a link in the description, but just know that the Developers Hangouts podcast is going away. So I think I've covered everything with topics such as the content and what we're going to be doing this year, but I just have a few more things. If you really want to help the channel, make sure you are subscribed and make sure that you're commenting down below on things you want to see me build on this channel. Secondly, if you haven't already, join the Discord. We have a Discord. It's full of other people learning about the Jamstack. We talk about Next.js, we talk about tutorials, we talk about video games, movies, TV shows, music. You can even request content there. And I see all of my Discord messages all the time. So it's really easy for someone to say, hey, I'd really like to see X. And then I can be like, yep, okay, I've added it to the list. I'll see what I can do. So that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this channel update for 2022. And until next time, see ya.